Buenos días, ¿cómo estás? ¿Bien? ¿Más o menos o mal? Yo muy bien. Me llamo Ana, my name is Ana, and I am your Spanish teacher. Y soy tu maestra de español. And in today's class, y en la clase de hoy, I wrote a short story in which I use many forms for the verb pensar, to think, pensar, that we use it very often in Spanish. So in this dialogue, let's say, I wrote different phrases, different expressions, so you could learn the verb pensar and all its forms in context, in a real-life conversation. I want you to know that I have a lesson about the difference between the verb pensar y creer. ¿Sí? Los verbos pensar y creer son muy importantes en español, and it's very important you learn the differences. So go and watch my lesson. You can do that after this lesson, before, whenever you feel like it. Muy bien? Well, in this lesson, we're going to start with the dialogue I wrote for you so you can practice your comprehension skills. Then we're going to go through some of the vocabulary that it's important you remember and understand in context. Then we're going to go and learn the verb pensar and many good expressions we have in Spanish. At the end, I would like to, let's say in the third part of this video, I would like you to hear the dialogue from beginning to end so you see how much you can understand. You will see that you understand more than in the beginning. So let's do this video and let's get to the end of it so you can listen the dialogue from beginning to end and practice your Spanish listening skills and so much more. Learn vocabulary, expressions, grammar, everything. Muy bien. Bueno, vamos a empezar. Y la primera pregunta, the first question is quite useful actually. Es muy útil. Muy útil. Y la primera pregunta dice, there's somebody, ¿sí? Alguien, somebody who was very thoughtful, very like deep in its thoughts. ¿No? And so this person asked, ¿por qué estás tan pensativo? ¿Por qué estás tan pensativo? ¿Por qué estás tan pensativo? In English, it would be like, why are you so thoughtful? Or what are you thinking about? For a person that is very clearly thinking something deeply. Okay? So this is the question. What are you thinking about? Why are you so thoughtful? ¿Por qué estás tan pensativo? Why are you so thoughtful? ¿Por qué estás tan pensativo? Pensativo is because that person who was thoughtful is a man. But if it's a woman, you will say pensativa. ¿Por qué estás tan pensativa, Ana? Oh, yo estoy pensando en la vida, etc. So pensativo for a man, pensativa for a woman. And the thoughtful person, ¿sí? La persona pensativa, contestó, answer, sí, he estado pensando mucho. Yes, I have been thinking a lot. Yes, I have been thinking a lot. Sí, he estado, so you say he estado because there's the double E here, right? And then estado. So you're going to say he estado. Sí, he estado. Repite. He estado, muy bien, he estado pensando, thinking, pensando mucho. A lot. He estado pensando mucho. The other person said, la otra persona dijo, sí, ya me di cuenta. I've noticed. Yes, I've noticed. Sí, ya me di cuenta. Yes, I've noticed. I've already noticed. Sí, ya me di cuenta. Sí, ya me di cuenta. Yes, I've already noticed. No, it's difficult to ignore. Somebody's like, for me, not on me, not like, yes, I've noticed. Sí, ya me di cuenta. Ya me di cuenta. Ya me di cuenta. ¿En qué piensas? What are you thinking about? ¿En qué piensas? Very important, right? Often you would like to ask somebody, ¿en qué piensas? Because some people just get deep into their thoughts or look away and they're like, oh, ¿en qué piensas? No? And especially Anna, that is very gossipy, that wants to know what everybody's thinking. So say, ¿en qué piensas? Yeah, I want to know who's thinking what. Entonces dice, ¿en qué piensas? What are you thinking about? So if you say, what are you thinking about in Spanish? How do you say it? ¿En qué piensas? Right? ¿En qué piensas? What are you thinking about? And he answered, pienso, I'm tthinking en my pension, en mi pensión. Pienso en mi pensión. I wrote this because it's kind of like so you see a play in letters, right? Pienso, I'm thinking, you would say pienso, or you could say estoy pensando, I am thinking. Estoy pensando, or simply pienso. Estoy pensando o pienso. Remember always to pronounce the vowel, so it would be pienso. Pienso. Now, all together, pienso. Pienso, I'm thinking. See? In my pension, en mi pensión. So you would say pienso y pensión. See, there's no I here. So it's pienso, pensión, my pension. You know what a pension is. It's the same in English, right? But without the accent. Muy bien. And the other person said, la otra persona dijo, no pienses tanto en eso. Oh, don't think so much about that. No pienses tanto en eso. Oh, no pienses tanto en eso. And this person added, no te acabes la vida. Oh, I missed. I wrote a bad A, like a very crooked A. And then I erased it. I'm like, I'm going to write a pretty A. And then I forgot. Comments. It's common. It happens to me more often than not. I'm going to make it pretty. And then I forget to do it. Anyway, let's get back a la clase. Vamos a regresar a la clase. Bueno, entonces la otra persona dijo, no pienses tanto en eso. No te acabes la vida. You know, a phrase like no te acabes la vida is like don't finish your life. Like don't finish the life. Like don't take it all the life. It's like don't worry too much. You know, like you're like worrying so much or your life is like it just seems not enjoyable anymore. You're finishing it, no? So this person said, esta persona dijo, no te acabes la vida. Ay, no pienses tanto en eso. Don't think so much about that. No pienses tanto en eso. No te acabes la vida. No, don't finish your life. Don't worry too much. And the guy said, y él dijo, ¿has pensado en el futuro? Have you thought about the future? Ay, what a heavy person this is, right? All worried, the future. Oh, what I'm going to do is like, oh, come on. YOLO, man. It's like, ¿has pensado en el futuro? He said, ¿has pensado en el futuro? Have you thought about the future? Have you thought? ¿Has pensado? Have you thought? ¿Has pensado? Have you thought about what? ¿Has pensado en qué? En el futuro. ¿Has pensado en el futuro? Y la otra persona contesta, no. Yo vivo en el presente. I live in the present, ¿no? Yo vivo en el presente. Y agrega, and she adds, aunque sí, en cuanto al futuro, in regard to the future, speaking of the future, ¿sí? Speaking of the future, in regard to the future, en cuanto al futuro, tengo pensado ir a Malasia. I've been thinking about going to Malaysia. Whoa, that's quite the thought, eh? She wasn't thinking too much, you know. I would think the other guy was the one going to Malaysia, but no. Anyway, so he said, no, yo vivo en el presente, ¿no? Yo vivo en el presente. I live in the present. Aunque sí. However, yes. Even though, yes. In regard to the future, I think about going to Malaysia. It's like I'm thinking. I have it in my thoughts. Tengo pensado. It's in my plans. It's in my thoughts. It's in my head. Tengo pensado. Tengo pensado is like when you're thinking about something you want to do. See? Say, tengo pensado ir a Malasia, this person says. But you can say, tengo pensado ir a Acapulco. Tengo pensado hacer la cena for all my family, to make dinner for all my family. Tengo pensado comprar una bicicleta. You know, it's in my head to buy a bicycle. See? Tengo pensado, no, not me, but it's just an example. No, I cannot go ride a bicycle in Mexico. It's like, I actually want to have a future. So that might interfere with my future. So I'm not going to get it. I'm just giving you examples. ¿Sí? Tengo pensado, and whatever you want to do, whatever your plan is. It's like tengo pensado. ¿Sí? I have a thought. You know, I have been thinking. Tengo pensado ir a Malasia in this case. And he said, Malasia? Like shocked. Malasia? Ni pensarlo. What did he say? He said, Malasia? Ni pensarlo. It's like, Malasia? I don't even think about it. It's like out of the question. Malasia? Are you crazy? No? Today is Sunday, so, you know, a lot of noise around, the bells, the neighbors doing like some parties, the helicopter looking for some villains around. It's like, oh, what's happening? ¿Qué está pasando hoy? I want to hear the birds, but no, the birds were scared by all this chaos today, particularly chaotic today. ¿Sí? Muy caótico. No me gusta la tranquilidad, ¿sí? I don't like them to disturb the peace, but there's so many factors. Anyway, Malasia, ni pensarlo. Malaysia, not even think about it, right? Out of the question. He's like, dismisses it. Doesn't like it. Ni pensarlo. Not even think about it. And then he thinks again, and he's like, ¿Sabes? Do you know? ¿Sabes? Pensándolo bien, estaría bien ir. ¿Sabes? Pensándolo bien, estaría bien ir. You know, come to think about it, it would be good to go. Come to think about it, it's like, literally it's thinking about it. Thinking about it. Thinking about it well, it would be good to go. Thinking about it well, it would be good to go. Though something more, let's say, equivalent would be, come to think about it, you know, having thought about it, it would be good to go. Pensándolo bien, coma, aquí me falta una coma, pensándolo bien, estaría bien ir. It would be good to go. Estaría bien ir. Come to think about it, or having thought well, it would be good to go. So, we have now many expressions, many words in regard related to pensar. ¿Sí? Tenemos pensativo, thoughtful, he estado pensando, I've been thinking. What are you thinking about? ¿En qué piensas? I think, or I'm thinking, pienso. Don't think too much. No pienses tanto. Or don't think, no pienses. Have you thought? Have you thought? Has pensado. Tengo pensado. It's in my plans. It's in my thought to do something. Tengo pensado ir a wherever. Ni pensarlo. Not even think about it. Out of the question. Not even worth thinking about it. Pensándolo bien. Come to think about it, or having thought about it. Muy bien. But though we have a lot of useful, let's say, forms for the verb pensar, and we also have many useful questions and ways in which we can use it. I would like to show you a little bit more about the verb pensar, its conjugation, and the different important expressions that we use with the verb pensar that are worth memorizing, that are worth learning, because they come in handy when you need them in a conversation in Spanish. So let's go to the next part and go through the verb pensar and many expressions and all its forms. Muy bien. And then later We go through this dialogue from the beginning to the end. I'll read it to you, which is here. I'll read it to you, and you can, maybe without actually watching at the board, or maybe you want to follow it through the board, you can practice your Spanish skills. So let's go to the next part. Perfecto. Bueno, vamos a seguir con nuestra clase. Let's continue our class. Vamos a seguir con nuestra clase, pero recuerda tomar un poco de café para tener energía, o something, I don't know, water or something that wakes you, no? Because sometimes when we learn, we kind of go into like sleeping mode, and you gotta like slap yourself. Not really, I mean, it works for me, but you might want to do something else. Maybe you have a technique, drink coffee, drink tea, drink water to keep you awake, because Anna is not always entertaining, so, and he's not a clown, so I'm not gonna be like, you know, juggling or like doing something so I keep you awake. Is it in your interest to learn Spanish? So then make an effort for it. Muy bien. Ahora, en el pizarrón, ¿no? En el pizarrón, my board, I wrote some of the forms, the conjugations for the verb pensar, because it's important you learn the conjugation. We're going to go over it, and then we're going to go to the expressions. So the first is pienso. Yo pienso. I, no? Yo pienso. I didn't write them in Spanish, and the reason is you should be able to know them in Spanish. Not say them, because often you'll see that Spanish speakers, we don't say yo pienso. It's like, well, because we have a conjugation for each verb, we don't need to say the yo, no? But that's what I wrote it in English, so you kind of have to work on putting it in Spanish if you need to. Pienso. Pienso, yo pienso. Tú piensas. Tú piensas. El casual, the casual you, no? The friendly you, no? Tú piensas. You, he, she, piensa. Usted, que es you, formal, no? Not casual, more formal, more respect, más respeto, más formal, piensa. Usted piensa, él piensa, ella piensa. We, nosotros, pensamos. You, plural, ustedes piensan. They, ellos o ellas, they, women, piensan. ¿Sí? Piensan. See, I didn't write piensan for they. Why? Because it's the same, the conjugation, as for you, plural. So you understand that you, plural, and they, lo mismo, piensan. Entonces decimos, yo pienso, tú piensas, él piensa, usted piensa, ella piensa, nosotros pensamos, ustedes piensan, ellos piensan, ellas piensan, ¿sí? Acuérdate, remember to use the pie, ¿no? Piensan, except in nosotros. In present, for pensar, del presente de pensar, presente simple es pensamos, no piensamos, okay? All of them in the present have pien, except nosotros, excepto nosotros, excepto nosotros. Nosotros pensamos. Nunca pensamos. Nosotros pensamos, hoy me duele el estómago si lo escucho, no puedo más. What am I teaching in Spanish if I cannot teach it well? That my students keep making this mistake. Nosotros pensamos. But ustedes piensan, ¿sí? Español, el español es fonético, entonces tienes que pronunciar. The letters that you see have a sound, and so you have to pronounce each of them. Muy bien. Ahora, seguimos. I wrote the past simple, ¿no? Yo pensé. And because the last E has an accent, tiene acento, tiene tilde, es pensé, ¿sí? Pensé, yo pensé, no yo pensé, no yo pensé, con fuerza al final. Tú pensaste. You formal, he or she. Usted pensó. Él pensó. Ella pensó. Lo mismo, tenemos tilde fuerte, ¿no? Pensó. Nosotros, I place nosotros here and ustedes here. Okay, so forget it. Okay, so we said, nosotros pensamos. Nosotros pensamos. Nosotros, we pensamos. ¿Sí? And ustedes, I'm going to erase nosotros. And I'm going to use black marker to not be so. Nosotros pensamos. Ay, a ver, voy a voltear, ¿eh? Pensamos. Ustedes pensaron. Y ellos pensaron. Entonces tenemos, nosotros pensamos, ustedes, you, plural, pensaron y ellos pensaron. Lo mismo, ¿no? Pensé, pensaste, pensó, pensamos, pensaron y pensar, ¿no? You, plural, y they, la misma conjugación. Now, I wrote another conjugation that is quite important. Es muy importante, and it's I was thinking. We were thinking. How do we say that in Spanish? Well, we say, I was thinking. Estaba, I was, estaba. Say it, estaba. Otra vez. A ver, espérame. Lo digo yo y luego tú. Estaba. Muy bien. Ahora, va. Todo junto. Estaba. Estaba pensando. I was thinking. Estaba pensando. You were thinking. Estabas pensando. He or she o usted formal. Usted, él o ella estaba pensando. He was thinking. She was thinking. Usted, señor Olvera, was thinking, ¿no? Nosotros estábamos. Sí, aquí tiene una tilde, tiene un acento, entonces vamos a subir la entonación de esa sílaba. We're going to put emphasis in the syllable that it has an accent mark. So we say, nosotros estábamos pensando, or simply estábamos pensando. As we in Spanish say, we kind of omit, the subject pronoun. So estábamos pensando. Ustedes, you, plural, o they, muchos hombres, o they, mujeres, o they, hombres y mujeres, ellos estaban pensando. Ustedes estaban pensando. Muy bien. So you go over them if you take your notes. I also have in the description this text so you can take a look at it. And now let's go to the phrases I used and some I couldn't use but that in the dialogue, but that are very importante. ¿Sí? Muchas expresiones que son muy importantes en el español hablado, en el español actual, ¿no? In the Spanish today. Pensamiento, a thought, ¿no? Tengo un pensamiento raro. I have a rare thought, pensamiento. But pensamiento is, could be like, el pensamiento del renacimiento, the thought of the Renaissance, etc. You can use it like that, like big or just individual, subjective, pensamiento. Por ejemplo, puedes decir, you could say, te tengo en mi pensamiento. I have you in my thought. I have you in my, we don't really say I have you in my thoughts. Say, I have you in my thought, in my central nervous system. Somewhere there, I have you in my thought. Te tengo en mi pensamiento. It's nice to say that to somebody. Sometimes you need that phrase. Te tengo en mi pensamiento. Either because you like that person, you're in love, or because that person is suffering and you want to express that you're thinking about that person. Te tengo en mi pensamiento. Pensativo o pensativa, as I said, is a person that is thoughtful, ¿no? Pensativo o pensativa. Ana está pensativa. Ana is thoughtful. Maybe she's gonna stop teaching Spanish on YouTube because she's getting very upset with YouTube about many things that they do. Very nasty. Anyway, so That's why Ana está muy pensativa. Ana está muy pensativa. Pero, por ejemplo, Julio está muy pensativo. He's very thoughtful. ¿En qué piensa? I wonder what he's thinking. I gotta ask him. It's in my list. Le tengo que preguntar, ¿no? If you are gossipy or something. No, but you're just sometimes curious. I forget, not everything is gossip, you know? It's like in Mexican families, there's a lot of gossip, I think, sometimes. Maybe it's international. I don't know. Anyway, bien pensado is when you say well thought, you know? Bien pensado, when somebody thinks something well, when somebody does something well, and it's part of that thought, bien pensado, ¿sí? Estuvo bien pensado. It was well thought. Something is done properly. Estuvo bien pensado. Estuvo bien planeado. Bien pensado. Well thought. Pensar dos veces is to think twice. So the phrase in which you would use this expression, and la expresión sería piénsalo dos veces. It's kind of an order. It's kind of a command. It's kind of a suggestion that you will give to somebody. You would say, piénsalo dos veces. Think of it twice. Think it twice. Piénsalo dos veces, twice. Sin pensar. I did it without thinking. Lo hice sin pensar. I did it without thinking. In this case, I wrote he did it or she did it. O usted, formal, you did it without thinking. Lo hizo sin pensar. But you can say I did it. Lo hice. So here you would change like lo hice. This marker is very thin. ¿Sí? Lo hice. Lo hice. Sin pensar. Without thinking. Sin pensar. Lo hice sin pensar. You know? It's bad because I did it without thinking. Lo hice sin pensar. Have you done something without thinking? I think it's common, ¿no? Es muy común. Maybe not you. I don't know. Mal pensado. Mal pensado is with somebody is like doesn't trust, like always think like, you know, like think bad and you will be right. The kind of mind. That mal pensado is always thinking bad. Like it's always thinking like twisted. Like the thoughts are crooked. Mal pensado. Ay, por ejemplo, maybe you have a friend that is mal pensado, that is like that, like, but why did they do it? Like they go beyond, like they are like suspicious, like they think bad and you will be right, like that kind of thought. Mal pensado, doesn't trust, right? It's untrustworthy. I mean, not like you cannot trust that person, but that person is like the essence, the nature of that person is like he is untrustworthy. He doesn't trust. He has to go beyond. He has to find more reasons. Mal pensado. Pensándolo bien. It's an expression we saw before. Pensándolo bien is come to think about it or having thought about it. Pensándolo bien is usually when you are going to change your, let's say your thought. You know, you change your mind. So you say, pensándolo bien, I'm gonna go. Or pensándolo bien, I'm going to invite that person, etc. You know, it's like something happened, may change your thought. Muy bien. Tengo pensado, it's a phrase you would use por ejemplo, para decir, I think like something is in your thoughts to do something or to go somewhere. Tengo pensado ir a Acapulco. Tengo pensado guardar dinero, save money. Tengo pensado tengo pensado comer comida vegetariana. No, it's in your thoughts. No, it's something that is in your thoughts that you might execute shortly. Muy bien. Those are all the expressions. Those are the conjugations. And now quickly, I would like to read to you the dialogue I wrote for you. And so, hoping that you will actually understand more than before. So pay attention. Dice, ¿por qué estás tan pensativo? Contesta, he estado pensando mucho. ¿En qué piensas? Pienso en mi pensión. No pienses tanto en eso. Bueno, está bien que pienses en eso, pero no te acabes la vida. The person answers. La persona contesta. ¿Has pensado en el futuro? La otra persona dice, yo vivo en el presente. Por ejemplo, tengo pensado ir a Malasia. Mi amiga está ahí y dice que es muy bonito y que todo es barato y que la naturaleza es increíble. Si voy, te invito. El hombre contesta, ni pensarlo. No me interesa ir a Malasia. Prefiero ir a Oaxaca. Bueno, pues mejor piénsalo y me avisas. ¿No? Entonces la mujer dice, pues mejor piénsalo y me avisas. Y el hombre contesta, sí, tienes razón. Pensándolo bien, me gustaría conocer un país diferente. Pero ¿sabes una cosa? No tengo dinero. Si tuviera, lo haría sin pensar. ¿Sí? If I had, I would do it without thinking. Si tuviera, lo haría sin pensar. Muy bien. That's the dialogue. It's a little bit longer here, but I had to shorten it in my board because there wasn't enough space. But I hope you practiced a little bit of your Spanish skills. I hope you learned more Spanish. I hope this lesson just helps you improve your Spanish más y más y más. ¿Para qué? Aprendas español y hables español muy pronto. Don't get frustrated. You have to learn step by step. Be patient and always do something that could eventually add to your Spanish, that helps your Spanish. Every day, do something small that helps you learn Spanish. Muy bien, muchas gracias. Espero que te haya gustado este video. Lo hice con mucho amor. Lo hice con mucho cariño. Muchas gracias. You can go to my website to get my newsletter at butterflyspanish.com. I write a newsletter about different things related to Spanish, like to the Spanish language and culture. And what else? Well, that's all. If you like my lessons, remember that you can donate to my channel because that allows me to make more lessons, especially that right now YouTube is changing so many things and are actually affecting me in one way or another. So thank you very much for watching my lessons, for supporting my channel. Y nos vemos muy pronto con otra clase. Adiós. Hasta luego. Ya me voy a terminar mi café. Aunque ya está frío. Pero me gusta el café frío, no importa. Adiós.